Have you ever wondered how top YouTubers are able to put out consistent and very effective content even weekly? Today we'll look at common strategies that all YouTubers could use to create consistent and engaging content and grow your online following. Let's get to it. Log all of your content ideas and list out your future projects. Staying organized is a crucial part of your brainstorming process. It keeps you accountable to push out videos with a list of past and future content ideas. You can create a consistent narrative with your audience. Listing out future projects and logging your ideas also allows for flexibility. You can switch projects on the fly when you've got a variety of content in the pipeline to choose from. And if you're keeping up with your research while you're coming up with these ideas, you should be able to pivot and adapt to what the market is telling you it needs. Keeping variety in your content length is a super important thing. The different parts of your audiences with different content that they like, being in short form, long form, podcasts, live streams, whatever it is, can really help you bring in everybody into one ecosystem. Something as simple as video length can really affect the different part of your audience's engagement. For example, short form content resonates better with a more casual audience, an audience that can just flip through things until they find what they want. It's super non-committal. On the other hand, long form content caters more to someone looking at a deeper dive into the subject matter. The more you vary your content length, the more options your audience has to enjoy what you put out. There are 3 factors that lead to long-term engagement. Those factors are relevancy, timing, and a little bit of luck. You can't expect to get all 3 in one release or in every release, but those are the kind of things you can work on. Speaking of variety in your content length, you should also consider repurposing your content to different platforms. Remember those shorts I was telling you about? Well, say you put out a longer video, you could cut down pieces of that longer video and release them as shorts, therefore hitting both audiences, the longer form content audience and also the shorter form content audience. You're giving people options. Say they don't want to watch the whole video now, but maybe bits and pieces of it they would really like to watch. Shorts are perfect for that. Content can also be cyclical, meaning that at different stages of the content's life, you could reinvent it and reproduce it. An example of this for our channel would be how I've made multiple OBS Studio tutorials solving your greatest stream problems, but a lot of them say similar things, but with a new twist. This really helps keep your audience around and also enjoying the subjects that they enjoy. This also makes it easier on you as the content creator because you don't always have to put out tons of insane original content. You could just put out consistent levels of that content. Another content strategy that tons of big YouTubers use everywhere is leveraging trends and data. An underrated skill of content creation is actually understanding current trends and what's popular in your space, in your industry. If you can find trends that line up with your audience's interests, then you win big. And you could get a lot of short-term growth in a small amount of work or small amount of time. There's tons of free ways to collect this information, but we'll do that in a different video. Knowing how to analyze your data is a super important thing too, because the data you have in YouTube Studio on your channel is very, very powerful. You can get a lot of insight, including insights on knowing who your competitors are. Really get to learn these YouTube analytics because they will tell you which content you should be focusing on and which titles and thumbnails aren't working maybe as well as they should. Or what my favorite part is knowing where in each video your audience leaves. That way you can work on those pieces and making them better so your audience stays around, which pushes your video further into the algorithm. Comparing your analytics with what your competitors are doing is a great way to kind of take inspiration from them and put your own twist on it. Copying people is never good, but copying them and what they do and what works from an industry standpoint and putting your own unique twist on it is totally fine. In fact, all your favorite creators do it. This next one is near and dear to my heart. Be realistic with your scheduling. Reasonable scheduling is all about knowing what consistency means to you. You don't have to be that person that does daily, twice daily, 3 times daily content if you know that that is not going to be the level of quality that you are looking for in your subject matter. When you know your industry and what your peers are doing, it does help to inform you on what your standards for upload consistency should be. But even then, do what you're comfortable with. Make sure that you're not overextending yourself, but also make sure you're providing enough content for your audience to feel like they have a home and stick around. If you can provide great value just posting once a month, then do it. There's nothing wrong with that. If you couple this understanding of your kinds of content with the planning that you should have been doing earlier, then you're going to be able to execute very effectively. And most importantly, you're going to be resistant to burnout, which is every content creator's bane. When you have the ample time from your planning, the consistency, and knowing your content and yourself to the max, then you'll never feel rushed into anything. And you'll always be going at a really steady, consistent pace, which will result in steady and consistent growth. Probably one of the most underrated strategies that even big YouTubers use is scripting your long form content. I know what you're thinking. Oh, gross, scripting. I like going off the cuff. Me too. But if you script your longer form content, you're able to create a succinct, powerful, efficient message that doesn't lose people along the way. But even more important than that, it lets your storytelling shine. When you're writing things down, you're able to see really nice word choices or really nice imagery or an example that you really want to share. But if you just bullet point script or you don't script at all, then you may miss some of those details and feel bad about putting them in later. Scripting also minimizes the post-production process. If you're going off the cuff and you're not particularly good at it, then you're gonna have to re-go through a bunch of different takes, and that could make a 30-minute shoot turn into an hour-and-a-half shoot. Scripting cuts that down because you know what you need to say. And also, the editor can have the script up too, and they'll also be able to cut around what they know you should be saying. To run back through the strategies really fast, logging your content ideas and your future projects, keeping variety in your content length, leveraging trends and data, being realistic about your scheduling of your content, and also don't forget to script your longer form content when you deem it necessary. Hope you enjoyed that. There'll be more on the way. Otherwise, check out some more videos YouTube recommends. See if they're right.